Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies for March 2021 for life path number 33-6. So that's master number 33-6. 33s, I would encourage you to listen to the reading for the sixes, as that is ultimately your life path number. The 33 energy is simply an extension of that energy. This is a general reading, so if you're interested in a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. So March is an 8 universal cycle, and so collectively we may see the influences around business, power, responsibility, money and resources, as well as karma. So what you choose to sow at this time, you will ultimately reap. So be very aware of, where and what you choose to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into. Make sure that there's some form of alignment there for you and that you're not just doing it out of obligation or because you're being manipulated or influenced by an external force, okay? This is a great time for any kind of business venture. So if you're looking to sell a business, open a business, get a promotion, or if you're looking for work, this can be a great time to actually, obtain work. 8 energy rules the material plane. So this can be a time of recognition, rewards, extra sales. So if you work in sales, you may see a spike in your sales. If you're looking to sell property, to sell a car, your home, a business, something like that, you may see that work out very well at this time. It's very supported energy around business. This is also going to be a time for additional responsibility and pressure. So just be aware of that. If you get some kind of a promotion or you open a business or something like that, of course, there's going to be some level of responsibility increase as well as additional pressure. So you just want to make sure that you have the tools in place beforehand to be able to mitigate and work with that energy. So to really balance the divine feminine energy or divine masculine energy of action with that feminine energy of stillness, okay? So this is going to be a time where you want to make sure you're scheduling time for, enough time for self-care and self-nurturing. This can also be a time of doors opening for you that you never thought would possibly open for you. And you may find that people in power are looking to help you in some way. You just need to ask. You may also be the one in power who has the opportunity to help someone who comes to you for your expertise. So if that happens and you are able to do so graciously. If you believe in karma, this can be a time of karmic debts coming due or for those debts to be paid off. So you may find new relationships entering your life at this time where the two of you have some kind of past karma to be cleared. If a karmic debt has been paid, then this could be a time where you see that materialize within the physical plane in some way, such as like an inheritance or a legacy of some sort. And this can also be a great cycle for reclaiming your own power. So reclaiming that power from those who have taken your power in some way through control or manipulation, or where you have given your power away, such as with addictions. So this is going to be a cycle where you reclaim or have the opportunity to reclaim that which is energetically yours and releasing the stories which were never yours to carry in the first place. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all to get like an overall message for the month, and you got Eagle Spirit. And Eagle Spirit says, Spirit has your back. So this is going to be a time as you're in, if you feel like you're in constant change or in flux, that it can be really easy to forget that you are in partnership with something higher, something greater. And so just remember that sometimes those twists and turns that we're taken on throughout our lives are for a bigger purpose, are to help us and assist us in reaching our soul's goals, to reaching our soul's destination. And so I think it's going to be really important just to remember those times that you can sort of surrender to something greater where it just feels bigger than you, then just remember that you're not alone in this, that you're not alone in this journey, even in those times where it might feel like you are. Spirit has your back. So the more that you can remember that, and the more that you can lean into that, and those times that feel just faith breaking are going to be the times where you'll overcome that much more comfortably. Okay, so as we move into the reading for March, I broke it down into 4 weeks. Of course, energy is fluid, so it can come in a variety of ways and at various times. But the very beginning of the month is you're really opening up March with this beautiful, very supportive energy around work and collaboration. And so again, I'm feeling this energy of like either you going to somebody for their expert advice, their expertise, or somebody coming to you for that, and you being sort of placed in that leadership capacity. So one thing I would mention is just remember that if someone is coming to you for your expertise, it's because they value you and they value your capabilities. And so if they trust you, you need to trust you. So trust that you have what you need to be able to complete this work and to be in this role and be in this position. So this could be you also applying for a promotion or some kind of leadership role, and it looks very, very promising. So there's a very joyful, supported, just really beautiful energy this first week of March. And again, it feels very much related to career, purpose, work, something like that. But it's almost like you again, getting some kind of promotion, getting some kind of recognition, some kind of validation. But it's very powerful, beautiful energy. So just enjoy it, embrace it, and just know that you're worthy of it. Then we move into the second week of March. And I'm really getting the sense that you could feel a little defensive for some reason at this time. Or like you could feel like you're in an extreme of emotions at this time, or even an extreme experience at this time. And so really the call is to find your balance, to find your center, because that's the only thing that's going to sort of equalize things a little bit for you and make things feel less polarizing. So it's kind of like there's some external chaos happening here, and you get to choose how, whether or not you want to participate in it. And the energy is more along the lines of, if you don't need to get involved in it and you're only doing so out of like ego or pride, then this is going to be a time where you might want to step back and you might want to just be the observer in this situation. And if there's a way that you can intervene and help, great. But I wouldn't throw myself into it and get involved if you don't need to, because it's kind of like, why invite the chaos, to a party? Because it'll come and then you have to deal with it. So it's kind of like, if there is any kind of chaos within your life at this time or happening externally to you that is beckoning you to join that chaotic party, I would say decline. Unless you absolutely have to get involved. Your sanity, your health, your state of mind is much more important than getting involved in something that really isn't beneficial to you in any way. So that's going to be up to you. Of course, you always have a choice, but there is this sort of electric, sort of chaotic energy at this time. But there's also this understanding that you get to decide how you participate. So choose accordingly. Remember that 8 energy of choosing what you sow, because that's going to be what you reap. So just make sure that what you're sowing is what you want to harvest, okay? Then we move into the third week, and this is interesting. We've got this intense change of direction. So this is where I'm talking about, I think Eagle Spirit is really going to be beneficial for you at this time, and remembering that Spirit has your back. This feels like something where it's like, this could be also like an addiction or something like that, but it feels like something where it's like it's almost like divine intervention and a massive change of direction, some kind of upheaval, something along those lines. But there's also this energy of like, it's something where this is going to be relevant for you if this resonates and if you know what I'm talking about. If this doesn't resonate and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, then this probably isn't going to be for you. But this is going to be this sort of tower energy, this sort of dismantling, this major uprooting is going to be around something that you know has needed to change, and it's been weighing heavily on your mind or on your heart. You know it needs to change, but you have been staying in the situation because you haven't felt that you have a way out type thing. So this can be like an abusive relationship, an addiction, staying in a job that you absolutely hate, but you've invested your resources and everything into it, so you stay. That kind of thing, where it's like you feel stuck and bound to whatever this is and feel like there's no way out. Well, this is going to be a time where the universe is coming in with divine intervention to get you out. So the circumstances that you see come up around this time will be divinely intervened. There'll be some kind of uprooting, some kind of, I hate to use the word catastrophe because that sounds so dramatic, but it's kind of like you've almost been like, your energy has been asking the universe to help you, and the universe is not helping you. It's helping you to fast forward the timeline so it's almost like something chaotic, something somewhat that feels a little devastating in the moment has to come in to propel you forward, because you haven't been seeing clearly on how to remove yourself from the situation. And so it's like the universe has to come in to do it for you. So that's really what I'm seeing at this time. Again, you're going to know, it's going to come up in your mind exactly what this is that I'm talking about for you, if this is relevant for you. If things are like super chill in your life and things are moving really smoothly and you don't feel like you have a lot of chaos in your life, or you don't feel like you're in any kind of addictive behavior or abusive behavior or unhealthy behavior, such as, again, a relationship, a job, something like that, then this is not going to be relevant for you. This is going to be for those of you who you know what you've been trying to leave or remove yourself from, but haven't found the way to do it or haven't found the strength to do it. And so this is the universe stepping in and giving you that helping hand, which again brings me back to Eagle Spirit, saying Spirit has your back. So just remember that whatever comes up for you around this time, this is for your greater good. This is to help you, not to harm you, okay? Because whatever was going on before was harming you. So it's kind of like, and was not for your soul's greater good and like what it wants to accomplish in this lifetime. So it's like this tower energy, this sort of, major upheaval has to happen to propel you forward. It's going to be hard to remember that in the moment, but just remember Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back, and it's always got your best interest at heart. Okay. So then we move on to the 4th week of March, and this is going to be a time where there's going to potentially be an opportunity for a new path, a new direction, a new opportunity for you. And I feel like this is going to be very specific as well. So this may not be for everyone, but I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for those of you who may have an unhealthy relationship with money to get that sorted. So like if you're somebody who is constantly in lack mentality, or if you are somebody who has an exorbitant amount of wealth, but you're terrified of losing the wealth, then there is an unhealthy balance there when it comes to money. So you need to kind of get that in check. This is an opportunity for you to start a new journey with money and a new relationship with money. So this can also be like around something where it's like you need to start on a new journey, but you're clinging to something. You're feeling overly attached to something and you're sort of afraid to lose it or leave it. And so you may see at this time also that the universe sort of steps in and removes it for you, and you're sort of in a way propelled or forced to start a new journey, right? Through divine intervention. So I know that seems a little chaotic and a little bit challenging. And I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be easy in the moment, but I do feel like there's something that you may be overly attached to, that you're afraid, there's fear there. There's fear of losing it, or fear of lack, or not feeling worthy, or something like that. So I do feel like you're having an opportunity to start a new journey, to start a new adventure, but there's something that you're clinging to so strongly in the current moment or from the past that's keeping you sort of stuck. So this may be a time where you want to work on some mindsets, work on some belief systems. This can also be a time where you need to work on releasing some of the trauma that may have happened to you in the past. So again, when I talked about someone taking your power, whether that was through manipulation or control, and you may have given that power away in order to survive the situation, there may be some remnants of that in your current situation where you're clinging to those past experiences. You haven't fully worked through them yet. So this can be a time where you have an opportunity to start that journey. And that can be, again, through reaching out to a therapist, start working with somebody, asking for help from somebody who's an expert to assist you in working through that trauma, working through any of that stuff that may come up for you. Because in doing so, you're clearing the path for things that are so much more aligned and so much more beneficial for you to come in. So I do feel like there's something that you are clinging to or attached to that you are in fear of losing, that if you deconstruct it, you'll see that, it's not something that you're necessarily going to lose because you have everything you need already. You're already a whole entity. You're already a whole being. So it's kind of like those things that we attach to because we feel like we need, they actually end up handicapping us in a way. And so it's kind of like we need to find a way to release them to see that we can continue on and move on without them. And they're really meant to complement our journey in some way. And if it's something to do with like we're clinging to our past traumas because we're too afraid to empower our own selves, then again, that's something that we need to work through. We need to face those fears, face those traumas, move through them, feel them, and release them so that we can open the floodgates for those things that are so much more aligned for our current stories. All right. So 33s, I'm not going to lie, it does feel like a little bit of a pretty transformative month for you all. But there's also this really beautiful energy of clearing some paths clearing the path so that you can move much more freely and comfortably on your journey. There's also this beautiful energy of collaboration and promotion potentially in your life, moving up the ladder if that's what you want to do, opening your own business, working with others that will bring you immense joy and stability. So there's a lot of powerful energy coming in for you this month. And again, it's always what we choose to do with that energy. The energy doesn't control us. We are it surfaces, it influences our experience, and then we get to choose how we move through it and what we do with it. So the choice is always yours. Okay, 33s, I hope that you find your joy and your what you're looking for this month. But I do think it's going to be a powerful month for you. Work with the energies the best that you can, and I'll be back again soon. Take care for now. Bye, 33s.